Title: Journey Through the Human Respiratory System. Welcome, everyone, to today's exciting episode. Today, we will embark on an incredible journey through the intricate and fascinating world of the human respiratory system. Join me as we explore the wonders of breathing, the anatomy of the respiratory system, and the incredible process of gas exchange that keeps us alive. To understand the respiratory system, we must begin with the basics. Breathing is a vital process that supplies our body with oxygen and removes carbon dioxide, a waste product. So, let's start by exploring the anatomy of the respiratory system. The respiratory system consists of several key organs, including the nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Each of these organs plays a crucial role in the overall functioning of the system. Transition to a detailed animation of the nose and its functions. Nose and nasal cavity. We'll begin with the nose, our primary gateway for air. Did you know that the nose not only helps us smell but also filters, warms, and humidifies the incoming air? It's truly remarkable. The anatomy of the nose. Let's start our journey by understanding the anatomy of the nose. We'll explore the external and internal structures that make up this amazing organ and discuss their functions. Introduction to the external features of the nose. The importance of the nasal septum and its role in airflow. The functions of the turbinates and their impact on air filtration and humidification. A closer look at the olfactory epithelium and the role of smell. The nasal cavity and its functions. Now that we've covered the basics, let's explore the nasal cavity and its functions in more detail. The respiratory function of the nasal cavity. How the nose warms, moistens, and filters the air we breathe. The role of the nasal mucosa and cilia in protecting against foreign particles. The importance of nasal congestion and its causes. Sense of smell and olfactory system. Our sense of smell plays a crucial role in our lives. In this segment, we'll discover the fascinating world of the olfactory system. Understanding the sense of smell and its importance. The anatomy of the olfactory system and its connection to the brain. How odors are detected and processed by the olfactory receptors. The link between smell and memory. Common nose and nasal cavity conditions. Just like any other part of our body, the nose and nasal cavity can face various conditions. Let's explore some common issues and their treatments. Nasal congestion, causes and remedies. Allergies and their impact on the nasal cavity. Sinusitis, symptoms, treatment options, and prevention. Deviated septum. Understanding the condition and available interventions. Moving further down the respiratory system, we reach the pharynx. The pharynx serves as a common passage for both air and food. Let's take a closer look. Understanding the pharynx. Let's begin our journey by understanding the pharynx, its location, and its role in our body's overall function. Introduction to the pharynx and its anatomical divisions. The relationship between the pharynx, oral cavity, and nasal passages. The three sections of the pharynx: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. The significance of the pharyngeal muscles in swallowing and vocalization. The respiratory functions of the pharynx. The pharynx serves as a vital conduit for air, allowing us to breathe and speak. Let's delve deeper into its respiratory functions. The role of the nasopharynx in directing air from the nasal cavity to the rest of the respiratory system. The oropharynx and its involvement in vocalization and the passage of air during breathing. The laryngopharynx and its connection to the larynx and trachea. How the pharynx acts as a resonating chamber for sound production. Swallowing and the pharynx. Apart from its respiratory functions, the pharynx also plays a crucial role in the process of swallowing. Let's explore this fascinating aspect. The journey of food from the mouth to the pharynx and into the esophagus. The coordination of muscular contractions in the pharynx during swallowing. The role of the epiglottis in preventing food or liquid from entering the airway. The importance of the pharynx in facilitating safe and efficient swallowing. Common pharynx disorders and treatments. Like any part of our body, the pharynx can experience various disorders. Let's explore some common conditions and their treatments. Pharyngitis. Causes, symptoms, and remedies. Tonsillitis. Understanding the condition and available interventions. Gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, and its impact on the pharynx. Sleep apnea. The connection between the pharynx and breathing difficulties during sleep. caring for your pharynx and maintaining respiratory health. To wrap up our journey, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining a healthy pharynx and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Proper oral hygiene and its impact on pharyngeal health. Avoiding irritants and practicing good vocal habits. Tips for preventing pharyngeal infections and promoting healing. The importance of regular medical checkups and screenings. Larynx. Introduction to the larynx. Let's begin our journey by understanding the larynx, the voice box located in our neck. In this segment, we'll explore its structure, location, and its significance in our body's overall function. Introduction to the larynx and its anatomical position. The cartilages that make up the larynx and their roles. The vocal folds and their importance in voice production. The connection between the larynx, trachea, and the rest of the respiratory system. The role of the larynx in voice production. The larynx plays a central role in our ability to speak and produce various vocal sounds. Let's delve deeper into its fascinating role in voice production. The process of sound production in the larynx. How the vocal folds vibrate to create different pitches and tones. The role of the glottis in regulating airflow and producing voice. Techniques for vocal projection, articulation, and resonance. Functions of the larynx in the respiratory system. While voice production is a significant function of the larynx, it also plays a vital role in our respiratory system. In this segment, we'll explore its functions related to breathing. The larynx's role in protecting the airway during swallowing. How the larynx closes to prevent the entry of foreign particles or liquids into the trachea. The process of inhalation and exhalation and the role of the larynx in regulating airflow. Common larynx disorders and treatments. Like any other organ, the larynx can experience various conditions. Let's explore some common disorders and their treatments. Laryngitis. Causes, symptoms, and remedies. Vocal cord nodules, polyps, and other vocal fold disorders. Laryngeal cancer and available treatment options. Tips for maintaining vocal health and preventing voice-related issues. Caring for your larynx and preserving vocal health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for caring for your larynx and maintaining optimal vocal health. Proper hydration and its impact on vocal folds. Vocal warm-up exercises and techniques for vocal hygiene. Tips for avoiding vocal strain and overuse. The importance of rest and recovery for the larynx. Trachea. Here we have the trachea, often referred to as the windpipe. Introduction to the trachea. Let's begin our exploration by understanding the trachea, the flexible tube that connects the larynx to the bronchi. In this segment, we'll explore its anatomy, location, and its vital role in our respiratory system. Introduction to the trachea and its position in the neck and chest. The structure of the trachea, including its cartilaginous rings and mucosal lining. The function of the trachea as a conduit for air and its connection to the larynx and bronchi. The importance of the tracheal rings in maintaining airway integrity and preventing collapse. Functions of the trachea. The trachea serves crucial functions in the respiratory system, ensuring the smooth flow of air into our lungs. In this segment, we'll delve deeper into its functions and mechanisms. The role of the trachea in conducting air from the larynx to the bronchi. How the tracheal rings support airflow and prevent obstruction. The presence of cilia and mucus in the trachea and their role in filtering and protecting the airway. The importance of the trachea's smooth muscle and elastic fibers in facilitating breathing. Disorders and conditions affecting the trachea. Like any other organ, the trachea can be subject to various disorders and conditions. In this segment, we'll explore some common tracheal issues and their treatments. Tracheal stenosis. Causes, symptoms, and available interventions. Tracheitis and tracheobronchitis. Infections of the trachea and their management. Tracheomalacia. Understanding the condition and treatment options. Tracheal tumors and their impact on respiratory health. Caring for your trachea and respiratory health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining a healthy trachea and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Avoiding smoking and exposure to environmental pollutants. Practicing good hygiene and preventing respiratory infections. Tips for managing conditions such as acid reflux to minimize tracheal irritation. The importance of regular exercise and maintaining a healthy lifestyle for overall respiratory well-being. Bronchi. Introduction to the bronchi. Let's begin our exploration by understanding the bronchi, the primary airways that branch off from the trachea. In this segment, we'll explore their anatomy, location, and their role in the respiratory system. Introduction to the bronchi and their division into the primary, secondary, and tertiary bronchi. The structure of the bronchi, including their cartilaginous rings and mucosal lining. The relationship between the bronchi and the trachea, serving as conduits for air into the lungs. The significance of bronchial branching in ensuring efficient distribution of air to different lung regions. Functions of the bronchi. The bronchi play crucial roles in our respiratory system, ensuring the smooth flow of air into our lungs. In this segment, we'll delve deeper into their functions and mechanisms. The role of the bronchi in conducting air from the trachea into the lungs. How the bronchial tree branches further into bronchioles, facilitating air distribution. The importance of the bronchial cartilage in maintaining airway structure and preventing collapse. The presence of cilia and mucus in the bronchi, aiding in the clearance of foreign particles and pathogens. Bronchial conditions and disorders. Like any other organ, the bronchi can be subject to various conditions and disorders. In this segment, we'll explore some common bronchial issues and their treatments. Bronchitis. Causes, symptoms, and available interventions. Asthma and bronchial hyperreactivity. Understanding the condition and management strategies. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and its impact on bronchial function. Bronchiectasis. Diagnosis, treatment, and long-term management. Caring for your bronchi and respiratory health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining healthy bronchi and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Avoiding exposure to environmental pollutants and irritants. Practicing proper breathing techniques and maintaining good lung hygiene. The importance of regular exercise and maintaining a healthy lifestyle for overall respiratory well-being. Seeking medical attention for any persistent respiratory symptoms or concerns. Bronchioles. Introduction to bronchioles. Let's begin our exploration by understanding the bronchioles, the smaller airways that branch off from the bronchi. In this segment, we'll explore their anatomy, location, and their significance in the respiratory system. Introduction to bronchioles and their division into terminal and respiratory bronchioles. The structure and characteristics of bronchioles, including the absence of cartilage. The transition from bronchi to bronchioles and the importance of branching for efficient air distribution. The role of bronchioles in facilitating the passage of air deeper into the lungs. Functions of bronchioles. The bronchioles play vital roles in our respiratory system, contributing to efficient gas exchange in the lungs. In this segment, we'll delve deeper into their functions and mechanisms. The role of bronchioles in directing air from the bronchi to the alveoli. How bronchioles regulate airflow and distribute it to different lung regions. The presence of smooth muscle in bronchioles and its role in controlling airway diameter. The significance of bronchioles in maintaining appropriate oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in the lungs. Disorders and conditions affecting bronchioles. Like any other part of the respiratory system, bronchioles can be subject to various conditions and disorders. In this segment, we'll explore some common issues related to bronchioles and their treatments. Bronchiolitis. Causes, symptoms, and management in children and adults. Process of gas exchange. The respiratory system overview. Before we dive into the specifics of gas exchange, let's begin with a brief overview of the respiratory system. In this segment, we'll explore the key components and functions of this remarkable system. Introduction to the respiratory system and its primary organs, including the lungs, bronchi, and alveoli. The role of the respiratory system in facilitating gas exchange and maintaining the body's oxygen and carbon dioxide balance. Overview of the breathing process, including inhalation and exhalation. Anatomy of the alveoli. The alveoli, the tiny air sacs within our lungs, play a central role in gas exchange. In this segment, we'll delve into the anatomy of the alveoli and their role in facilitating efficient gas exchange. Structure and characteristics of the alveoli, including their thin walls and rich capillary network. The presence of surfactant in the alveoli to reduce surface tension and prevent collapse. The relationship between alveoli and surrounding pulmonary capillaries for the exchange of gases. Process of oxygen exchange. Let's explore the process of oxygen exchange, from the alveoli into the bloodstream, enabling oxygenation of our body's tissues. In this segment, we'll uncover the intricate steps involved in this crucial process. Diffusion of oxygen from the alveoli into the bloodstream. The role of the respiratory membrane in facilitating the movement of oxygen molecules. Oxygen binding to hemoglobin within red blood cells for transportation to body tissues. Process of carbon dioxide exchange. Now, let's shift our focus to the process of carbon dioxide exchange, where waste carbon dioxide is removed from the body. In this segment, we'll unravel the steps involved in this essential exchange. Release of carbon dioxide from body tissues into the bloodstream. Transportation of carbon dioxide through the bloodstream to the alveoli. Diffusion of carbon dioxide from the bloodstream into the alveoli for exhalation. Factors affecting gas exchange efficiency. Several factors can impact the efficiency of gas exchange within our lungs. In this segment, we'll explore these factors and their significance in maintaining optimal respiratory function. The role of ventilation and perfusion matching in ensuring efficient gas exchange. The impact of lung diseases, such as asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, on gas exchange. The influence of altitude and environmental factors on the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Breathing isn't just an involuntary process, it can also be controlled consciously. Proper breathing techniques can help relax our bodies, reduce stress, and improve overall well-being. Let me show you a few techniques you can practice. Unfortunately, the respiratory system can sometimes encounter challenges. There are various respiratory conditions such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and pneumonia that can affect our breathing. It's important to recognize the symptoms and seek appropriate medical attention. And there you have it, folks. Our journey through the human respiratory system comes to an end. We've learned about its anatomy, the incredible process of gas exchange, breathing techniques, and common respiratory conditions. Remember to take care of your respiratory health and appreciate the amazing work your lungs do every day. Thank you all for joining me on this educational adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more exciting episodes. Until next time, breathe easy and stay curious. End of video. Bronchiolitis obliterans. Understanding the condition, associated factors, and available interventions. Exercise-induced bronchoconstriction. Triggers, prevention, and treatment options. Chronic bronchiolitis and its impact on lung health. Caring for your bronchioles and respiratory health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining healthy bronchioles and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Avoiding exposure to respiratory irritants, pollutants, and allergens. Practicing proper breathing techniques and deep breathing exercises. Regular exercise and maintaining a healthy lifestyle to promote lung health. Seeking medical attention for any persistent respiratory symptoms or concerns. Alveoli. Introduction to alveoli. Let's begin our exploration by understanding the alveoli, the tiny air sacs within the lungs. In this segment, we'll explore their anatomy, location, and their significance in the respiratory system. Introduction to alveoli and their arrangement within the lungs. The structure of alveoli, including their thin walls and large surface area. The close relationship between alveoli and surrounding capillaries for efficient gas exchange. The role of alveoli in facilitating the transfer of oxygen into the bloodstream and removing carbon dioxide. Functions of alveoli. The alveoli play a vital role in our respiratory system, enabling the exchange of gases necessary for life. In this segment, we'll delve deeper into their functions and mechanisms. The process of oxygen diffusion from the alveoli into the bloodstream. How carbon dioxide is transferred from the bloodstream into the alveoli for exhalation. The role of surfactant in maintaining alveolar surface tension and preventing collapse. The significance of alveolar macrophages in immune defense within the lungs. Disorders and conditions affecting alveoli. Like any other part of the respiratory system, alveoli can be subject to various conditions and disorders. In this segment, we'll explore some common issues related to alveoli and their treatments. Pulmonary fibrosis, causes, symptoms, and available interventions. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and its impact on alveolar function. Emphysema, understanding the condition and management strategies. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, and its effects on alveolar function. Caring for your alveoli and respiratory health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining healthy alveoli and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Avoiding exposure to respiratory irritants and pollutants. Practicing deep breathing exercises and maintaining good lung hygiene. Quitting smoking and avoiding secondhand smoke to protect alveolar health. Seeking medical attention for any persistent respiratory symptoms or concerns. Lungs. Behold, the lungs. These amazing organs are the central players in the respiratory system. They are divided into lobes and contain millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. This is where the magic of gas exchange occurs. Introduction to the lungs. Let's begin our exploration by understanding the lungs, the organs responsible for respiration. In this segment, we'll explore their anatomy, location, and their significance in the respiratory system. Introduction to the lungs as paired organs located in the thoracic cavity. The structure of the lungs, including lobes, pleura, and bronchial tree. The connection between the lungs and the rest of the respiratory system. The role of the lungs in the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Functions of the lungs. The lungs play crucial roles in our respiratory system, facilitating the exchange of gases necessary for life. In this segment, we'll delve deeper into their functions and mechanisms. The process of inhalation and exhalation, including the role of the diaphragm and intercostal muscles. How oxygen is taken in by the lungs and transported to the bloodstream. The removal of carbon dioxide from the bloodstream and its exhalation. The regulation of breathing rate and depth to maintain appropriate gas levels. Common lung conditions and diseases. The lungs can be affected by various conditions and diseases. In this segment, we'll explore some common lung issues and their treatments. Asthma. Causes, symptoms, and management strategies. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Understanding the condition and available interventions. Pneumonia. Causes, symptoms, and treatment options. Lung cancer. Risk factors, diagnosis, and treatment approaches. Maintaining lung health. To conclude our exploration, let's discuss essential tips for maintaining healthy lungs and ensuring optimal respiratory health. Avoiding smoking and exposure to secondhand smoke. Practicing good lung hygiene, such as proper coughing and sneezing etiquette. Regular exercise and maintaining a healthy lifestyle to promote lung health. Seeking medical attention for any persistent respiratory symptoms or concerns.